right, folks, the V3Fights Amateur Heavyweight Division Championship is on the line tonight here at the Fitz Hotel and Casino in Tunica, Mississippi. Here is Alexander Honey Badger Hilliard from Dresden, Tennessee, and Club Bushido, coached by Yona Yisrael and cornered by Torian Whitlow and T. Cummins. He's the challenger, but comes in at 11-2.
Got a lot of experience. He's got a lot of wins. You see Torian Whitlow with him, T. Cummins right behind him. I'm really excited. He hasn't fought in a while. I hit him up, said, are you interested? He said, I sure am. Dropped 30 pounds for this fight, getting himself into shape.
Yeah, you hope the layoff doesn't hurt, but yes, you're absolutely correct. A lot lighter. You see him running around the cage. He's ready to go. This guy has fought some of the best heavyweights we've had on V3, including Jeremiah Trundle and Jason Ostrowski. Can he steal the belt away from Dakotah Fearless McFerson from Savannah, Tennessee, and fighting for Paragon Martial Arts in Corinth, Mississippi? He is the reigning champion. This will be his first defense on V3Fights. He defeated the aforementioned T. Cummins in October. Now he's fought twice outside of V3Fights since he won that title and lost both those fights.
He did. He took some short notice stuff. Dakotah works on a boat that goes out for 28 days at a time. Then he comes back for 28 days. So he's got to be able to manage and take fights in that window that he's back, and sometimes it can affect his training and his timing, and he's got to take short notice fights.
And he is a two-time heavyweight champion for V3Fights. There he is, Dakotah Fearless McFerson. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. I mentioned Hilliard 11-2 and McFerson at 5-3. Hilliard a little taller at 6 foot tall. Both are MMA fighters. The official weigh-in yesterday, Hilliard at 261 and McFerson at 251. So a 10-pound difference for Hilliard and McFerson. But as my partner said, you had a 30-pound loss by Hilliard getting ready to return to action. So this guy at one time was pressing 300. And there's Eric McMahon. Final instructions for our champion, Dakotah Fearless McFerson. Oh, he's got his fight face on. Let's get the formal introduction to these two. Here's Michael Kelly.
V3 Legion, this championship bout is brought to you by Platinum Jewelers, and it's set for three-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He was the black trunks with a red trim at 6 feet even. He weighed in at 261.1 pounds. An all-around fighter representing Bushido MMA and fighting out of Dresden, Tennessee, Alexander the Honey Badger Hilliard. And across the cage, the champion fighting out of the orange corner. He wears the black trunks with the gray trim at 5 feet 10 inches. He weighed in at 251.3 pounds. An all-around fighter representing Paragon MMA and fighting out of Corinth, Mississippi by way of Savannah, Tennessee. He is the reigning, defending V3 heavyweight champion, Dakotah Fearless McFerson.
Well, I'm fired up after hearing Michael Kelly, and we're going to get final instructions from Eric McMahon.
Fighters, this is for the championship. We went over all the rules earlier. Do I have any questions from you? No. Do I have any questions from the champion? Touch them up now if you want to. Go back to your corners.
Again, this is
V3 Legion, this one's for the belt. Let me hear you make some noise.
Has the belt. Hilliard trying to take it away. Real quick, what do you expect?
Fireworks.
One word to describe the fight. That's all we need. Round one. Here we go on V3Fights, right here on Flow Combat.
McFerson really likes striking. He thinks it's the strongest part of his game.
Good leverage there on that Hilliard kick after the initial punch from McFerson.
You're throwing those leg kicks with some power.
You can see a little bit just real early that he's a lot quicker because of that 30 pounds he shed. He's moving a lot better. We'll see if he's moving like this later in the fight, depending on how long it goes. McFerson has lost twice, as I mentioned, since winning this title. but not in the V3 Fights cage.
Neither of these guys are tall heavyweights. They're not long.
Hilliard has a 5-inch reach advantage, 75 inches on his reach, 70 for McFerson. Nice leg kick from Hilliard.
See, Hilliard's staring at him right in the eyes, but throws those leg kicks.
So a little deception there. Good knee from McFerson. There's another one. Was it a low blow? Or no,
Looks
he's
like
hanging.
it could have been.
Yeah.
Yep. So what'll happen during an unintentional low blow is the fighter is allowed a 5-minute rest period to recover. Any other foul, there is no rest given at all. If it's an unintentional eye poke, anything that's illegal, if the fighter cannot continue immediately, the doctor is brought in and he has the ultimate decision to decide whether the fight continues or not. Definitely unintentional. Looks like Hilliard is good. He's ready to go.
Maybe a glancing blow. I mean, when I saw those knee kicks, I didn't think he had hit the magical spot, but apparently he did. And McFerson doesn't want to, or Hilliard doesn't want to touch gloves. He just wants to duke it out here. And now McFerson and Hilliard in the clinch.
Like you pointed out, I didn't see it either, but I'm also not getting kneed.
Exactly.
By 260-pound men.
I would assume in your fight career you've got kneed once or twice, right?
The wrestling career especially.
Wild left off the mark by McFerson.
The only difference in wrestling is we don't wear a cup, so it hurts.
Nice.
Alex really being effective with those leg kicks.
Overhand right by McFerson off the mark. Tries the lead left, blocked by Hilliard, who keeps coming forward. Hilliard, nice combination. Hilliard seems to be the aggressor early on. Nice right there. McFerson ate it, but he wanted a takedown. And look how strong Hilliard is. He won't allow it to happen. Then he comes up high with that knee.
And it started with that body shot that everyone heard. Followed it up with a combo. Alex's striking looks really good.
Good start for Hilliard. I knew that last one, McFerson was going to eat it to try to get it to the ground, but look at Hilliard. He just won't allow it to happen.
McFerson has been working his wrestling over at Paragon MMA with Jay Bird and Mark Beckwith. He finally scores that takedown.
But he gets it late in the first round as we have 10 seconds to go in this first round. Now McFerson with some shots. Oh, a nice uppercut. But look at Hilliard get to his feet. Now he's blocking a few of them. And that'll do it for the first round. So a strong end of the first round for McFerson. But it looked like Hilliard had a really good round. That's the tough ones, I think, for the judges as an announcer trying to figure out what they might be thinking, because we often talk about guys stealing rounds at the end.
What the judges have to look at in scoring, and we see some of the replays here, is you've got to take the totality of the round. The judges score based on effective striking and effective grappling. I land 25 punches over 2.5 minutes, and you score one takedown and hold me for 30. The striking was more effective. You controlled more of the round. You win the round based on the scoring criteria. Both these guys standing up in the corner. Neither of them wanting to take a seat. Alex's corner didn't even bring the chair in. Dakotah's did. Maybe Dakotah says, hey, if he's not sitting down, I'm not sitting down. Torian Whitlow there with Alex.
And in the corner for Dakotah, Nick Wood, Jake Halen. You mentioned Jay Bird, Jonathan Burdine, his coach. Round two. Here we go. No touching of the gloves. Good first round for Hilliard to those final 10, 15 seconds. Hilliard keeps coming forward. Continues to be aggressive.
If you're looking for a knee there, he had that head trapped. Not sure why he really didn't throw those, but.
Now McFerson chases him across the dance floor, all the way back to the other side of the cage. But again, Hilliard comes back, comes forward. McFerson maybe backing into a false sense of security here.
Kind of trying to throw those over McPherson's hands.
Well, that's when you get caught with a counter.
Right. See if he goes back to those leg kicks that were so effective. Nice right by Alex.
He's cutting off the cage pretty well. McPherson slips, trying to get out of the way.
Looks like he tried to duck down for a takedown, but it's not easy to get underneath guys this size.
Tried the haymaker there, off the mark. McPherson giving up a couple of inches of height. Not too much, though. It's a 2-inch difference. But again, Hilliard coming forward halfway through the second round, and now a big slam by the champ. You mentioned tried that a little bit earlier, kind of slipped, and now he's got side control.
See Alex on his back. Let's see how comfortable he is here. 13-fight experience for Alex, so you can imagine he's been here before.
No question about it. 21 fights between the two.
11-2. That's an extremely impressive record. It's hard for heavyweights to even get that many fights these days.
Right. Hilliard played football in high school. Said he boxed a little outside school and then got into MMA. Mentioned he's taking some time off, but he's back and he's training on a regular basis. Let's see if it pays off with the V3Fights belt tonight. Hard to move McPherson off him. Great work by our camera crew. You saw Eric McMahon get in front of the one camera. We just go to another camera. Mark King making those calls in the truck.
We've got all kinds of angles for you. We got you covered.
Not much going on here late in the second round. And we're under 10 seconds to go. Eric McMahon deciding not to stand the two. He's going to let it go.
Even with
It's a little bit of work on the other side that we can't see by McPherson, but I don't think much at all. So
no.
that was McPherson finally deciding to take it down. When he was able to do so, it was almost impossible for Hilliard to get him off him.
Right. But he really didn't capitalize, like you mentioned. He really didn't capitalize on the takedown, got himself into side control, side mount, and really didn't do anything there. He was content with just pinning Hilliard down. You see Hilliard now is sitting on the knee of Torian Whitlow. Not sure if he's telling him what he wants for Christmas or they're going over a game plan, but
now let me ask you this. The judges, they understand it's a championship fight. They understand who comes in as the champion. Do they give the champion a little bit more of the doubt, benefit of the doubt? Because,
you know, everybody says you've got to beat the champ, but I hope that officials look at a fight like any other fight they would look at. You know, I really hate in basketball where they say, hey, the ref should swallow the whistles. No, if it was a foul in the first quarter, it should be a foul in the final minute.
I agree with that.
I think the judges here are going to look at this like any other fight and call it fairly.
Fair enough. Round 3. Here we go on V3Fights. Hope you're enjoying the night's action on Flow Combat. Greg Gaston, Jason Lederfine from the Fitz Hotel and Casino in Tunica, Mississippi.
Get another no-hand touch to start this third and final round.
I think the longer they could stand up, Hilliard's got a chance to upset McPherson. I don't know if you call it an upset, but he is the challenger. But if McPherson takes this one back down and then controls on the ground, could be trouble. Although, look who's trying to get it down to the ground. It's Hilliard.
Like you pointed out, McPherson's on a 2-fight losing streak. It is been in championship fights in other organizations, but you know he's got to be hungry. He wants to turn pro. You've got to put some wins together if you want to do that.
Right.
You know, heavyweight is one of the easiest weights to make it to the next level in because there's not very many of them. There you see McPherson circle around for what we call a takedown in wrestling, puts himself in a good position to start striking.
You saw 2 or 3 strikes to the side of the head before Hilliard covered up.
Hilliard in a bad position here to just eat punches. But the thing is even if it's not hurting him, he's not going to win the round or the fight.
Right, he's scoring with the judges. Even if he doesn't get hurt, it's McPherson scoring with the judges. But a couple of shots right there, they don't tickle when they're coming off the mallets of a 250-pound guy. Oh, he slipped off. He slipped. Now he tangles, and he gets Hilliard back down. Boy, he slipped there for a second.
Looks like Hilliard may have May have gassed out a little bit here. He went over fairly easily.
Couple of shots from McPherson. This could be close to being over. Eric McMahon right on top of it.
McPherson landed some punches. I think Eric's just about to stop this
It's going to
fight,
be over.
and that's
It's
it.
going to be over. Once those shots started to hit the back of the head, they are always going to stop that fight. And Dakotah Fearless McPherson, in his first defense of his V3 Heavyweight Championship, wins. He may have lost twice in other sanctioned fights that had nothing to do with V3, but in V3, he reigned supreme.
Well, this fight, he had the time to train and be prepared. Alex has been his opponent for a while. He didn't take a short notice. You see him on top, just raining down some punches. Nothing really effective that was hurting Alex, but the ref's going to look at that and say, hey, you are not defending yourself. You're going to live to fight another day.
And there he is, the champ, Dakotah Fearless McPherson. We'll get a few words with our winner in just a moment, but now let's get the official time of the TKO victory for the champ, who improves to 6-3. Meanwhile, that man, Alexander Hilliard, drops to 11-3. Let's go to Michael Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the V3Ks, we present the official time of 1 minute, 58 seconds in round number 3. Referee Eric McMahon calls a halt to the bout due to strikes, declaring your winner by TKO victory, and still V3 Heavyweight Champion, Dakotah Fearless McPherson.
Great sportsmanship between the two. There's Nick Harmeyer as he drapes the belt back on the shoulder of our winner, McPherson. Now a few words with our champ.
All right, I'm here with your still champion. It's been a little while since we've had you in the cage. You've been working, you've been doing some other stuff. You had plenty of time to prepare for this fight, and it shows. How good does this feel to keep your belt?
Man, it feels so good after being out of the cage for so long. And you know, we took that short fight last month, and it didn't go well. It wasn't a smart move. But first, man, glory be to God. He makes up for my weakness with his strength, and I would not be able to do what I do without him. My friends, my family, my camp, my support. I love all you guys, man.
You recently had to change gyms. You're with Jay Bird over at Paragon now. How has that move been for you?
Man, it's been great. You know, at Cobra's gym, we had so many good things going, but, you know, that opportunity to learn from more people and to get some more experience in jiu-jitsu and wrestling and the way they grind in there, man, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. They're really awesome.
Anyone else you want to thank?
Man, I can't thank my family and my wife enough. She supports me, and she's there for the late 11 o'clock nights, coming in sore, having to ice, biofreeze. Man, I just can't thank her enough. She's my rock.
And she's got to sleep next to you, so that's something. Hail to her. Well, here, your champion, you're still champion, Dakotah McPherson.
Hey, I don't usually do this stuff, guys, but for some reason the past couple of months I've had the same guy ducking me. I want the winner of Osha Johnson and Avery Wilson. Y'all hear me? Whichever one wins, I want to fight. I want to fight the best. Come in here June. If I get to fight in June, if that fight's set up, there'll be some big announcements made. Love you guys. Thanks for coming out.
There you go. There's a call out. Your champion, Dakotah McPherson.
All right, the champ calling out fighters for the next fight. Will he be on that June card? It's going to be a spectacular card from Minglewood Hall in Memphis. We still have 4 more big fights, all in the professional ranks. Coming up next, we'll go to the welterweight division. Keep it right here on V3 Fights.